So one of the questions that we got from our community is how we interview staff and the qualities that we look for in our teachers. It's actually the most vital question. Um, it's the people actually that make a school. It's not the building so much as the people that are there. So this is very, very important to us. We look for the qualities in our staff that show a strong image of children. So staff that or people that think that they are coming here to entertain and to stimulate and to be the Pied Piper, it's not going to work. We want teachers who've almost decentralized their role in our classroom and see themselves as part of the process of learning and see themselves as inquirers and researchers themselves, just like the children. So they have a strong image of child. They see each child as unique, and for that you can't roll out a curriculum that's been pre-planned and pre-packaged, to your whole classroom. You have to be very interested in what is going on all the time. Also, we are very important to us is the role of the teacher in creating this environment, what we call the third teacher, so that it's stimulating, it is full of possibilities, but at the same time it is also open-ended as well. The process that we follow is actually quite a lengthy process. It's a 5, sometimes 6-step process. Starting with tea with Lindy Bell, that's me, and all good things start with tea. So we have a hello, this is me, this is you, this is our school, and to look for an initial affinity there. The second part of the process is then also to have a staff interview. So then the candidate is invited back and has a whole staff interview or part staff interview, whoever's available, and that is where we check for the ability to collaborate as a team. The ability, one of the very hard questions we always ask is, how do you feel about being provoked into new thinking? And then the converse of that is, how do you feel about provoking others? Because we know that actually it's through others that we become ourselves, and that's a very a rich place of professional development, is our ability to ask each other questions, to sometimes ask for what your thinking was on that, and so we learn from each other's, perhaps even each other's differences as well. The next part of the process is we invite, again, the third part is to come to Small World and to come and we do an exercise called Do You See What I See? And we start right at the gate and walk through the space, what we call the third teacher, and we are looking there for perspective and for an engagement with the space. So we would ask, well, why do you think we have somebody to invite and welcome somebody right at the gate? What is the long driveway walk about? For me, it's about a transition from home to school, and we go through the space, looking at the ateliers and also looking for the fresh perspective of others. Does this communicate what we are intending it to communicate? What would you add, etc. And then the last part of the process, second last part of the process, is yet another. So that's the fourth part of the process, and that is where we invite the teacher actually for a practical day. So not an observation day, but actually roll up your sleeves and let's see if what you've told us about you is true when you are with the children, actually with the child. So you didn't come and just sprout off something that you learned about Reggio on the internet, but is it integrated? Is it part of who you are as a person? And then the last part is when the person has gone through that whole process, the last part is then to ask some parents to come and also interview. We value so much a multiple perspective. Many eyes on one person is always going to make sure that the person we do employ is a very good fit, and we're a good fit for them, and that they have a strong possibility of putting down roots and staying for a long time, and having what Reggio calls a long gaze on the school, because that's actually when things really start to blossom, is when those roots are down. We've moved past the love at first sight of interviewing and yes, we love you, but then the real learning begins, just like I guess any marriage. And so that is our process. We find that people are very attracted by what we are doing here, and it's really exciting to have a place where true teachers can really teach in the way that they know children really learn.